Hey, people. Bullet here. And today, we're going to be talking about... I think it'd be a good idea if I stopped stealing people's intros at this point. Minecraft, the world's most sold game on the planet. Tetris can go jump in a trash can. Tetris is cool, please don't kill me. If we were to take every version of the game and use it as its standing, then Call of Duty would triple over pretty much everything. Years ago, I didn't have the blessings of living in a warm and loving family. I was in foster care, worse yet, a group home. All the way back on a fateful day at school, a classmate was playing Minecraft Pocket Edition. You know, on one of them ghetto iPods? You know the things your parents got you because the iPhones were too expensive? The version that would make any 16-year-old cry in a ball of nostalgia? I asked my classmate what was the point of the game. Why? There was only blocks. Like, what the heck are you supposed to do? Back then, on the classic version of Mobile Edition, the worlds were smaller than my total relationships. Kid didn't even say anything. He just handed it to me. 6 minutes later, I blew up more landmass than what's legally allowed in the Geneva Convention and built a crappy 6x5 brick house with no detail. The thing was a freaking cube. Needless to say, I just wanted to pull out an M1911 and just rob the poor kid. But the suckers at the group home would just give it back, so it would be a waste of my time. Time passed, and I did finally get out of that group home. My awesome grandma adopted me, but Minecraft was still a hard thing for me to get, let alone play. The only thing I had for a PC was a freaking E-machine. And for any kids who were way too young to understand what an E-machine is, it was a toaster who pretends to be a PC. It was considered a blessing from God if you could get a whole 7 frames per second in Microsoft Word. So I begged my grandmother/mother if she would sell her kidneys for Xbox 360 for me because I was an entitled brat at the time. Christmas morning came and I got my first consoles in years. Right there was Minecraft Xbox 360 edition, and I played the ever-living crap out of it. Me and my sister would do countless hours building a grand city that is sadly lost to this day. But I say this all because I just wanted to make it brutally clear that what I'm about to say is not out of hate. With that all said and done, I guess we can get to the first part of the video. Holy crow, cross-platform and servers! It's perfect! What could go wrong? With a trailer like this, I don't think it would be physically possible to not be excited. For a Minecraft fan who didn't have access to a PC, servers have been asked for years in the console community. They would not stop asking for it, for real. 4J Studios would always say the current version of the game on console was just not possible to support servers or custom skins. To compensate this, they did make minigames. In light of Hunger Games, Spleef was made and along a race minigame that included flying around like a drunk pilot. Promises of custom skins and custom Minecraft content such as mods and custom worlds made by users are now able to be added in-game. As an Xbox user at the time, my front lobe exploded out of the thought of another moddable game on Xbox other than Skyrim and Fallout. To say the hype was unreal is putting it lightly, along with the promises that people who already own the Xbox One edition would be getting this new version absolutely free. This went with mobile users as they were already using the version of the game that would be eventually ported to consoles and other platforms. And if you had Java Edition, you can pick up a free version of Windows 10 Edition with the launch date of September 20th, 2017. All we had to do was wait. Now what I'm about to show you is day 1 release date of Bedrock Edition on the Xbox One. Please note the video quality is going to be a little bit lacking because this was captured on my Xbox One. What you just saw was a man die of hunger, even though my hunger bar wasn't empty. And another point I would really like to point out to servers, which you'll see in gameplay in the background, is how pathetically easy it is to kill people. You're literally fighting against 9-year-olds or people who probably could play, but are playing on mobile edition. It is horrible. It is the easiest way of playing competitive Minecraft I have ever played, and I do not suggest this to anyone who is actually looking for a fun and challenging time. Servers were a laggy mess on day 1 release. For real, the servers up at the time cannot handle this. There was only 3 and were nowhere near prepared for the massive influx of players that would come screaming in. Now, I'm going to say this is completely their fault for not investing in better servers for the sole reason that Minecraft is one of the world's most sold game, and millions of people from different devices just got access to 3 servers on the menu. About 2 or 3 days, server cleaned up and they were finally playable. We'll get into the content of said servers later, but there was not only lag, but holy crap were there a lot of bugs on day 1 Bedrock Edition. Placing blocks was abominable because if you were, like, let's give an example. You're making a wall, so you go from point A to point B. Do you want a block on the left, right, or top side? No, because you're not aiming for it. But due to the mobile way of placing blocks, they just kind of haphazardly poured it over thinking that would just be it. Oh yeah, that's perfectly fine. So when building a wall, you would accidentally place blocks where you didn't want them to be placed, and it was annoying. How could something such as placing blocks, you know, what you do probably 60% of the game, was so broken? Hacking was extremely easy to pull off in Realms, even to this day. I've seen 9-year-olds do it, and I'm not kidding. Just ask IBX Toy Cat. Sweet beans, your username is a nightmare, man. Anyway, this guy holds Realms all the time, usually in the lines of social experiments, and gets hackers in 4 minutes of the announcement of said realm, usually resulting in an unplayable world because not even chunks will load past spawn. This game has no security. And you think they'll fix it? Of course not. I'll give you 5 guesses why. Where do I even begin with this Fisher-Price version of Creation Club? This place is nothing but a mad cash grab on the cancer side of the YouTubers' Minecraft content, such as Minecraft roleplays and much more. These poor people have even ripped off Roblox. How low do you gotta go when you steep down to a Roblox game? For money! Well, ladies and gentlemen, I believe we have found a new record to lose pride and dignity as a human being in the most dumbfounding way possible. And you want to know the worst part about this? You know, one of the things we were promised at E3, some versions of the game don't have access to custom skins and worlds for free. That's right, if you just happen to be a Switch or an Xbox player, you are forced to pay for mods, skins, and worlds. You have to pay for it. There is no free alternative. Meanwhile, mobile users and PC users get a whole selection of community-made world skins and add-ons. Even shaders if your device can handle it. Yes, we do get free stuff on the marketplace for every 3 or 6 months. But not having the options on other devices for community-made content is ridiculous, and Microsoft knows exactly what it's doing. Credit is due where credit is due. The Minecraft marketplace does have original content for people who are passionate about what they make. I can't respect them enough, but their good deeds do not overshine the amount of crap that is shelled out in this place. And knowing Microsoft and knowing human beings for, you know, being greedy little beings, this probably isn't ever going to change. We have a term in the LEGO community known as block to price ratio. Basically, how much are you spending to compare to how much you're getting? LEGO prices are usually fair and consistent. The bigger it is, the more money. And man, can these things get expensive. Look at this thing. This thing costs more than my HTC buy. Now I'm going back to the marketplace, and we're going to use the same principle of getting what you pay for. I'm not kidding. What you see before you is 6 for Skyblock! You know, one of the oldest and most simple maps created on planet Earth. They added like 5 things and gave themselves a pat on the back. There are free worlds that have so much more effort put into them than this $6 greedy cash grab. Who was the madman that thought this was a good idea? A server called Mineplex. And speaking of Mineplex, after Mineplex and pretty much every server on Java Edition got their butt whooped by the almighty Hypixel, when official partner servers were up on the table for Bedrock Edition, you better bet their butts they jumped in on that free market. Now you think out of 5 servers, maybe just one of them would be consumer friendly. Nope. These servers put EA to shame. Servers are filled with nothing but buy me and buy this. It's everywhere. You can't go without 10 minutes without an ad being shoved down in your frontal lobe. The servers are painfully unoriginal. If it's in Hypixel, Gmod, or Fortnite, you're gonna see it at least once in all these servers. We are going to count how many original ideas there are compared to how much they've stolen from other sources. Starting off with Mineplex, Mineplex only has Dragon Escape and Turf Wars, and I'm not even 100% sure if those were their original ideas or were stolen all the way back in Java Edition. CubeCraft does not have a single original game mode, and neither does the Hive. Now, Lifeboat has shockingly 3 original game modes. One being an MMO type game, which is actually pretty fun and worth a try if you got nothing else to do. A city like almost GTA but not really game. It has 2 maps, so again, not a bad thing to play. And a really boring horde mode where you have to defend something. It's just not worth your time. But good job, Lifeboat. It's nice to see someone at least trying. And NPVP only has 2. One of them being a crazy grind fest, and the other being a fun take on Capture the Flag with elements of Bed Wars that is pretty much absolutely ruined by hackers. Out of 48 game modes in each and every server in total, there are only 6 original game modes. That is 12.5%. Only 3 out of 5 of these servers to begin with have these original game modes. What's the point of playing Sky Wars in 4 different servers when they're basically all the same thing with little different variations? It's all the same. The only one that barely gets away with being unoriginal is Lifeboat, but that's by centimeters. These servers sell maps, skins, add-ons for top dollar. Not worth the money and extremely lacking in quality. Why, again, would I pay $6 for Skyblock, the most basic map in existence, when I can pay for a very well-made map by Nox Crew, one of the only caring developers for their work on the marketplace at this point? My last part of this constructive video before we close out is NPVP is the worst out of them all. Why? Because they're a bunch of sellouts. I've been calling it NPVP this whole time. If you didn't play Bedrock, you don't know what they rebranded themselves as. You want to know what they rebranded themselves as? A roleplay server! You can't sell out this bad when you go down to the level from going from PvP, hot man competitive actions, to catering to kawaii anime loving 12-year-olds. If you like this video, I'm making more all the time, and hitting the subscribe button would be a guaranteed way to see more of my content. And hey, if you want to help out with my content in any way, I'm doing a 100 subs special where my community gets to choose what's in the video in my Discord. It's in the link in the description. Feel free to join. Just a daily reminder that I love you, Jesus loves you, and Trump loves you. Bye!